Hello. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired, but we're here. Hey, everybody. Look at this. I'm so exhausted. We've been so busy. Hey, everybody. My name is Regina. Welcome to the Juice Radio and Talk Show. This is our Happy Marriage series. Oh, breathe. All right, we wanted to just come live real quick and just give you guys some nice information. We talk about married couples, our married lives. We do that so that we can try and share what we've learned in this 20 years of marriage that we just celebrated. We just celebrated. We said we haven't celebrated it yet. I'm sorry, we haven't celebrated it yet.
May 6th.
I'm so busy. We will be celebrating 20 years, May the 6th. And I'm so happy for that. And so we share our journey with you guys. And we like to try and pick topics to kind of help people along with their relationships. All right. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us today. This is our Happy Marriage Lifestyle program. All right. All right. So let's get started. The topic today is this. The topic is this: married couples who can't agree on goals and dreams. How do we resolve the differences? All right, sweetheart. So as married couples, you and I have had so many goals, so many ambitions, so many things that we wanted to do, things you wanted to do, things I wanted to do. And some of them you wanted to do, the things I wanted to do, some of them you wanted to do, and some of them you probably didn't want to do, and vice versa. But we still were able to accomplish some of those goals, if not all of them, you know. But what would you say to couples who, for an instance, like a scenario, if a husband has a dream of something he wants to do and the wife does not want to do it? What's your thought process, or what's your information you would share with the husband, speaking from the husband's point of view? If there's something you want to do and the wife is like, no, I'm not doing it, that's not what I want to do.
You sit down and have a conversation, and you discuss what you'd like to do, and and see if she's on board, or if she has some qualms about it, and then you talk about it and see if you come to a resolve.
But some couples, they have the conversation and they talk about it, but then, babe, honestly, some couples are like, okay, let me speak for the woman's part. Let me speak for the woman's point of view. Some women, when I have seen this in action, the man will say, I really would love to do this. This is one of my goals, my ambitions in life. And then the woman or the wife is like, that ain't never going to happen. We ain't doing that. That's not taking place. And I'm always like, why would you do that to somebody? Why would you be a dream killer to someone who you lay in the bed with and say you love, who you took vows with? Why would you do that? That's
not the right approach.
Right. It's not. And vice versa. Men also, I've seen men tell their wives, that's never going to happen. We're not doing that. I don't care what you say. And I don't care how much it costs. We're not doing it. Dream killers. Why are we going to have dream killers in marriages?
Before you get married, stuff like this should be discussed.
Yeah.
You could ask a question, what's your goal? And, what would you like to accomplish? And, and you should talk it over before you even get married.
Yeah. But you know what? Some things happen during the marriage. Like, say, for instance, with us, we might say, hey, I want a new car. And we didn't need the new car when we were dating. We didn't need the car when we first got married, or either I might say, hey, there's a new business that I want to do, and it's going to take away from me being at the house like I normally am, or it's going to take away from me doing this part, but this is a real goal and dream that I have.
So you discuss the pros and cons of the situation, and see if you could come up with both of y'all could come up with something that both of y'all could work with.
Yeah, and I think that's the logical way to do it. That will be the logical way to simply have the conversation. Write down how this, really, how you really want this. Write down your plan. You might have to have a business presentation with some of your spouses. I was like, oh no.
So marriage is a business. Hello, somebody.
Best business you're gonna do. I don't know, because sometimes I just think about, like you said, it's so easy. Just sit down, have the conversation, talk it out. That's the easy part. Then I look at it from this other part. That husband and that wife that are just not going to want to agree on nothing. I believe there's some couples out there right now that have been together and are struggling and still fighting over a goal that one of them has because the other one won't agree to it. So
if it's going to make both of them, both persons better, then
yeah,
I don't see the reason why you wouldn't want to say, okay, go for it.
Right. But you know what? When things take money away from the household, and when things take time away from the household, sometimes that other spouse is like, no, I know it may make us more money and I know it may make you happy, but no, it's going to take away from what we're doing right now. The disturbance, thank you, Holy Spirit, the disturbance of what we have right now. They may think, no, we're not going to do that.
So, if you make a good point, valid point, maybe it's not a good time. So, okay, we put it off till later till things get a little bit better.
Right. But you know what? Then what does that mean for the relationship? Let's say, for instance, if I have a goal that I want to do, I have a goal that I really want to do, and it's an ambition that I really want to do, and I know it's going to probably take away from us. And it may not even be something that is going to make us a lot of money. It may simply be something that I just really enjoy and want to do. So what would be the delay in that?
The delay in what?
If, let's say, for instance, okay, there's something that I really would love to do. I really would love to do this or do that, and it's just would make me happy. There's a goal that I want to do. Let's say if I want to go running every morning. I want to go running every morning.
All right.
And you don't want to go running every morning. You don't want to go.
I'll tell you, I want to go. Go ahead and run.
Okay, well, let's say this. If I want to purchase a brand new boat, and you don't want to purchase that brand new boat.
Yeah, you have to give me a reason why you want to purchase the boat.
Because I like it. I don't want one.
Can we afford a boat?
We may not, but I'm going to take away from something.
Ain't going to work. I ain't going to cut the mustard because I want it.
That's not going to work because we want it, right?
Oh, yeah.
But there's sometimes in a relationship that happens. One person wants something and the other person is like, nope, it's not going to happen. Is that a dream killer?
You got to, each one of you should know what, how things stands in the household. And if, you want something that's not, you can't afford right at the moment, then, you could talk about it and, then you'd let them know, this is not going to be able to do it at this present time. And be able to accept the fact and say, okay, unless you have a valid point, how are you going to, accomplish what you want to accomplish without affecting the marriage.
It's hard. It's hard sometimes to do that, though, because like things in life, like I've heard married couples who let's say, for instance, the wife has been in a household. The husband has been holding down the bills, paying the bills and everything. The wife has been holding down the house. And then 20 years go by and the wife still hasn't got the degree that she wanted because she wasn't able to go to school. She wasn't able to do all that because she was holding down the house. And she wanted to do it. And because it would take away from the house, she wasn't able to do it. So 20 years later, she still hasn't done that she wanted to do. Stuff like that. I mean, what would you say in situations like that? The silence of it all.
Just have a conversation. If you decide,
but they had a conversation 20 years ago.
Well,
20 years ago.
How about the now?
Right, but
but
why does she have to wait 20 years to have to do what she wants to do? Why couldn't she have done it
But you're gonna
before then.
You're gonna say.
But she did have the conversation with him. She asked him constantly, I want to go to school. I want to do this. I want to do this.
Okay. So
and then he
said
no,
20 years ago,
you can't do it. You
and then
can't.
you come back and you come back now.
And she came back again. She came back the
now
following year.
and said,
But
now,
she came back. Let's just say she came back, and she kept coming back every year. And every year from him, it was the same story. Not now, not now. So 20 years later, she has now having to give up on her dream because he said, not now. Is that fair to her to wait 20 years?
No, it's not fair. No.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what happens in some of these marriages. Because the person does just like what you said, not now, put it off, not now, put it off, not now. That part. How do you get around that?
It's got to be a now somewhere.
that now was supposed to happen 20 years ago.
A real conversation got to take place. You can't just put off somebody and you got to hear them out.
It's not fair, right? It's not fair to have somebody wait a lifetime to have a goal that they set. But when you look at some marriages and you listen to some marriages and you hear some of the conversations, it is sad to say, but it actually happens. One person out of that relationship may miss out on their goals because their now didn't come. Like you said, their now didn't come. Is there something in during the time that we've been married, a goal, maybe a dream or something that you had that you wanted to do that your now hasn't come yet? Talking about 20-year marriage, we've been married almost 20 years now. Mm-hmm. Is there something an ambition that you wanted that we have held up?
Not really, no.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that's because you and I, we sit down and
we discuss things.
Right. We discuss it and we have conversations and we do the business meetings. We do the business plans. Okay, let's see how this fits in the budget. Let's see how this fits in our years to come. Let's see how we can work this in. What is the goal of this venture that we want to do? That we sit down and we have those conversations. So I would say to couples that are out there and you have goals and dreams that you want to do and you have not come to a resolve yet, I would say first check to see if you sat down and had the conversations with each other. Itemize stuff. Like my husband said, is this a marriage or is this a business? It's a marriage, but now we're talking about something that we have to discuss as far as like a business matter. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you discuss stuff. Things come up in the marriage, that you have to sit down and have conversation about.
Of course. And I would say as far as married couples, do your best to help your spouse's dreams to live. Do your best to try and help it to live. Mm-hmm. If my husband right now told me that he wanted to buy a boat and we're over here and we lived in the desert and my husband say, I want to buy a boat, and my first thing would be not to shame him or try to make him feel bad to say, what the heck you want a boat for? We living in the desert. That's not my first thing.
You're gonna find a way to buy me that boat.
I'm gonna find a way to buy my baby that boat. I don't care if the water there or not. I'm gonna find a way. But that's me.
Right.
That's me. But here's what I want women to learn: when your spouse comes to you and they may have a dream or goal or something that you think is outrageous, don't be a dream killer and immediately kill their dream by your response. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing. Listen to them. Open ears, even if it sounds as crazy as it may sound, listen to them. Okay? Because this is a goal that they may have. And it may seem strange to buy a boat in the desert, but let's have the conversation. Baby, that's kind of different. Tell me more about this goal that you have.
Why you want a boat? No, we live in the desert.
I wouldn't even say why you want a boat. We live in the desert. I just tell me more about this. Because I want to, that's my thing. Because if I tell you why you want a boat and we live in the desert, you'd probably be like, yeah, you're right. Knowing you would be like, yeah, you're right. And then you would give up on your dream. But my approach would be more like, okay, you know what? Tell me more. This boat in the desert. Okay, what's the plans for this? And then let you tell me why you want to bring a boat in the desert. Mm-hmm. You would tell me, well, I want to have this boat because, I want to do this. And my goal is for this. I'm dreaming that, this is going to happen, and have the conversation. And instead of rejecting, thank you, Holy Spirit, instead of rejecting everything that he says or she says, fine tune and listen closer at what they're saying. Mm-hmm. Tell me more. Instead of saying, man, please, that ain't I don't know where you get that from. Forget that. No, tell me more. because there's a reason behind it, and see if you can come to a result.
Right.
Even if he want to buy a boat and just put it in the driveway just to see it and have a goal in front of him, that's a dream that one day he's going to live on the water and be able to ride his boat. What's wrong with that? Some people be like, why you going to buy a boat and just park it in the driveway? That's his dream to do. That's his dream to do. I don't know, but what's your thought?
Should have a plan if you're gonna buy a boat.
Plan.
You can't just buy a boat to put it in.
But that's your goal.
And let it dry rot.
Well, no, you ain't gonna let it dry rot. Somebody buy a boat and put it in the driveway, they are not gonna let it dry rot. I can tell you that right now. They're gonna be out there buffing and washing and all kind of stuff because they got that dream in front of them. But goals and dreams that people have, you have to understand that there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it, and there's an inspiration behind it. Mm-hmm. That's the point. So I think couples should lift up each other and uplift each other.
That's correct.
With the dreams and stuff that they want to do in life. One of the things that my husband and I do, my husband's not the one that really, does a lot of the dreaming. He's kind of like a in the day moment type of guy. Mm-hmm. He's kind of in the day. Me, I'm the big dreamer. And when I say big, ooh.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. I dream so big. And my dreams and my goals have gotten us so much and so many things, but it's all because my husband agreed with us. And some of them were scary. Some of the ventures that we did, right? Some of the houses and the homes and all that stuff was very scary. Some of the automobiles, some of the trips even was scary. But my husband was like, okay, we're going to try and see what we can do to work this out. This is what you want to do. And why did you do that? Why did you agree to a lot of the stuff? I think about, all the mega homes and all that stuff. And why did you say, okay, to that? The vacation homes, that we have. We've since sold everything years ago. Mm-hmm. But why did you agree to all that process?
Because I believe in you. I believe, things that you bring, that you bring forth. Mm. Very smart and knowledgeable in things. So if you have faith in the person that you're with, then their character, then you go along with the things that they bring forth. Not everything, but
yeah.
Most everything.
Yeah. And you know what? You said a lot there. You said the character, the character, my character, that if I make a plan that I'm going to find a way to have something to back up that plan. Mm-hmm. You don't go into things where you yourself, who's making the plan, don't have a design in place. You have to have a design because that's where the trustworthiness of your spouse is going to come in at. They're going to look at you now and say, listen, I'm going to be able to trust them because their character and the way they've done things in the past have led me to believe that, I'm not going to be the one holding the bag after,
right?
That part, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Tammy's in the chat. Hey, Tammy.
Hey, Tammy, how you feeling?
I know. How you feeling, girl? She says, some folks let their insecurities get in the way of their spouse's dreams, their own insecurities. Yeah. And that's one thing I can say about Clovis. He didn't have those insecurities, but you know what? When we first got married, you were a little scared about some of the leaps I took.
Oh yeah, but but that's as years went by, then
right,
things got better and
better.
And more understanding.
Right, right,
better understanding how you work.
Yes, he was kind of scared because he was like, ooh. Like he was on a boat. When I would say some things that we wanted to do, he's like, but he never said no. He never said no. And, and I'm glad about that, but again, your character has to speak for what you're about to do. And like Tammy says, some of people's own insecurities get in the way of their dreams. You have to just not allow your insecurities to do that, because you're right, Holy Spirit, you may be holding yourself back from something great and grand that would take place in your life because you're so tuned in to, well, I'm scared of that. I'm insecure about that. I don't know about that. And you could be holding yourself back. If that wife or that husband wants to go and get that doctorate degree or go and get the medical degree and or want to go to medical school or want to go to pharmaceutical school or want to do whatever, encourage them. If you don't have the money right now, you say, listen, I can't do both. You're going to have to, the wife is going to have to hold down the bills in the house while the husband goes to school, have something secure in place. I would say nowadays, have a legal document that states that if he get his degree and leave you, that you get something. I mean, can we just say that?
Get half of the degree.
Go speak to a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm sure they can put some stuff in place because we don't want him to leave you without, okay? But saying that, and all jokes aside, no, that's seriousness. If one wants to work and then the other one goes out and work, now the wife may say, no, I can't, I don't want to do it. I don't want to hold it down, even though financially she could. But sometimes like Tammy said, the insecurity, she's probably like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want you to be here. But get rid of the insecurities and support him because he may become the next brilliant mind in the medical field and end up becoming the wealthiest doctor or physician in the world because you held him down and you allowed him to have his dream. And he didn't leave you. He stayed with you. And because he knew you contributed to it and he loved you and he did not want to depart from you. He just wanted to increase what y'all had. And vice versa. If the wife wants to go and get that medical, exam or whatever, that medical degree, support her, hold her down and do that. But, it's so hard when people have dreams and goals and the one person that they want to support them and they don't is their spouse. That's a hard pill to swallow.
Yes, sir.
It could kill every other dream that comes to their thought process from that day forward.
Yeah, maybe they don't want to discuss.
They will never want to discuss anything else with you again.
First one didn't go too good.
First one didn't do good. You hollered and screamed and showed your whole behind and you treated them all nasty and you rolled your eyes and you told your friends about it and you laughed as you told your friends and, and he heard about it and you just crushed his dreams. I'm just speaking from the woman's point. Men, y'all probably do the same thing. I don't know. But I've seen some women who are some dream killers, to their spouses. And that man would end up being quiet and silent, never wanting to tell you nothing else, not wanting to leave you, but just in that house, all unhappy. And you not even knowing. You out there accomplishing your goals and your dreams and your ambitions. And he's sitting at home, not able to do nothing because he had one conversation with you and you killed his dream. So he just sits there and sits there. We can't do that. Why don't we do this? Husbands and wives, especially to you wives, why don't you do this? Have you ever sat down and had a conversation with your husband and say, hey, is there something you ever wanted to do and never done it? Is there a dream that you had and has not been fulfilled yet? Let's have that conversation. That would probably bring so much joy to the person. I mean, even like now, is there something that, I think I asked you earlier, but is there something you ever dreamt of doing and haven't done?
No, not really.
Yeah, because you spoiled. He's spoiled. He gets everything.
I get everything.
But there may be some things that he may think of later and say, you know what, I want to do this. I want to do this. And it doesn't matter to me how far-fetched it is, except we're not inviting nobody in our bedroom. We're not doing that. We're not doing anything of that caliber. I would never, because I'm not sharing. I'm not sharing that. But in life, if there's a venture that he wanted to do or something, a goal that he had in mind that he wanted to do, my thing is always to be the first one to support my husband. The first one. Always the first one, because I want to be his loudest cheerleader and his best investor in everything that he does. I don't want nobody to outinvest me or cheer louder than me when it comes to my husband and the goals and dreams and things that he's doing and the accolades that he's doing. We have to start supporting each other, not only as husband and wife, but also as business people. A lot of marriage, like you said before, is this a business or is it a marriage? Well, there's a lot of businesses in marriages. And spouses need to support each other in business and in marriage. You know, you have a business. I work for a gentleman that have a business. You help me with the business that, you know, I have to do. I help you with the business you have to do.
Right.
That's not our marriage. That's business. But we help each other in it. We support each other in it.
That's right.
I don't tear your business down. I don't take away from your business. I add to you. And you do the same to me. So we both have to be able to.
That's the way it should be.
That's right. It should be able to be like that. And like my husband said before, people who, when you're dating, it's nice to be able to have these type of conversations even before you get married. You know,
that's right.
Like you were saying, you know, elaborate on that you were saying people should have these discussions before marriage.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, have this conversation before you tie the knot, because you know, it's best if you have them before that. You know, when you 5-6 years in, and then you bring this thing up, and I didn't know you had this in mind, or I didn't know you had this in mind, and then. You know, you married, then it takes a toll on your marriage.
It does. It does. But have the conversation even before you get married. And remember, do things in a loving way. I mean, if you don't want your husband talking to you loud and abrupt and just nasty, don't do that to him, or don't do that to her. Speak to them. You're right, Holy Spirit. Speak to them like you would a business person that you're going in, that you're about to pitch a thing to, a job to. You would have the utmost respect if you were sitting in front of a multimillionaire trying to pitch your idea. You know, do it like that. You know, sometimes some of these women, they can be kind of cunning on how they get their way. You know, the way they ask for stuff.
Yes, sir.
You guys, we get a lot of that, huh? Power, persuasion. But also, when you're doing these business ideas and stuff, remember to have, when you have these goals, have a plan in place. It may be a 1-year plan. It may be a 6-month plan. It may be a 10-year plan. Whatever the plan may be, have a plan and keep your spouses included in it. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Don't go out spending money without talking to your business partner. Don't go out doing that, because that can wreck a marriage. You know, I know it's a goal and a dream that you have, but when you start going into, well, I'm going to do this anyway, and he's not going to know, and so forth, right. You know, that's the sneaky part of it. And, you know, and stuff, you end up failing that way. Anyway, somewhere along the line, something's going to fail when you do that, whether it's the marriage or it's the business. One of them is going to fail because that's being, you know, conniving.
Right.
And you don't want to do that. Speak with them. Love on them if you have to. You know, if you got the resources and you know you can do it, and all you need is that yes from him, then love on him, or vice versa, or he love on you. But what you don't want to do is to do something that could destroy the marriage. Keep talking. Keep having that conversation. Keep planning. And also do your best to support one another during the process of the dreams that they're having. And don't shun them and break them down.
Right.
You know, don't do that.
Lift them up. Lift each other up.
Right. Regardless of how difficult it may seem, the goal and dream that they have, one day they may get it. If you're a wife and you guys are living in an apartment and you believe that you're going to have this, you know, this huge house, and you want to go looking at houses, you don't have 2 nickels to rub together, but you just want to go look at houses. Husband, there's nothing wrong with that. It's free. You might just have to pay for gas, but go with her. Go do it. Wives, if your husband likes a really nice fancy car and he don't have 2 nickels to rub together, and he knows there's a car show out, take him there. Put that vision in front of him, because it's never a real no. It's never a real no. They made it for somebody to have it. Why not you? Put the dream in front of him. You know, support the dream. And one day that dream may just come true if you both stick together and focus on that dream and that goal. It may just come true. And then you'll be sitting there in that beautiful, new, expensive car saying, this was a dream that I had all my life, and I finally got it. And you get to share it with your wife.
Hallelujah.
And your husband. Y'all, come on now. Don't be a dream killer, be a dream catcher. Let me catch this dream and help you go with this thing. All right. I'm so happy that y'all were here today. We're just really brief with our happy marriage lifestyle. We'll be doing this more often. We'll try and come on Monday nights at 6 p.m. We'll try to put it on the calendar. I say try because we're very busy. We're super busy. We actually ran in today, ate a salad, sat down, ate our salad, and ran, to do this video. But we'll try and come on Mondays. We'll let you guys know if you don't have your notifications on already. You want to put those notifications on our YouTube and Facebook channel. This is our YouTube. This is our logo, the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Is hosting this platform, the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Look for the red mug and the microphone, and you have the right platform, okay? You have the right platform. So I'm so happy that you guys were here today. I'm getting ready to get out of here because we're about to come on for our next show, our reality with Jonathan of JoJo Speaks. We're coming on here at 7:30 p.m. But make sure y'all click like and subscribe to this channel, all right? And thank you so much for Noye Podcast Production. He is in charge of our podcast. Thank you so much, Dion, for all the work that you do getting that channel up and running. Thank you, House of Noye, for all the work. If you'd like to have your own podcast, contact houseofnoye.com. They will do that for you. Also, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Custom Apparel Shop, Israel Mason. He's great embroidery. If you would like to have some embroidery done, contact Israel Mason at his direct line, 786-657-7501. Also want to thank our main sponsor, Truth and Triumph Ministries. Truth and Triumph Ministries is a church ministry that cares about telling people the truth so that they triumph in life. Thank you, Truth and Triumph Ministries, for all the work that you do. Also, if you would like to sponsor this platform as well, we don't take any monetary donations. We do ask that all monetary donations go and is contributed to Truth and Triumph Ministries because they are out there helping people around the world as best as they can, and your support would help. Thank you so much for that as well. Thank y'all for being here. We're getting ready to get out of here. Babe, what's your closing thought? Jonathan normally does my closing thoughts on this. What's your closing thoughts about this topic we had today?
As a marriage couple, learn to listen to one another, learn from each other, and support each other in your everyday endeavors. So you will succeed in your marriage and succeed in life.
You said that.
Okay then.
Okay then. Thank y'all so much for watching. Oh, Tammy said she saw the doc today. Okay, great. We pray everything went well, Tammy. Pray everything went well. All right, thank y'all so much for watching. We're getting ready to get out of here. You ready, babe? On the count of 3?
4.
Endeavors. All right. 1, 2, 3. Bye.